Hello everybody, Dan here. Welcome back to Daily Soap Dish. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button down below because we cover a ton of 90 Day Fiancé right here on the channel. All right guys, so let's get into it. Today we have a story for you about Paul Stale and his estranged wife, Karine Martins. And we haven't done a video about these two in quite some time. Now, this is perhaps the most dysfunctional couple that we have ever seen on 90 Day Fiancé. Maybe lately, Brandon and Mary in the Philippines are kind of giving Paul and Karine a run for their money. At least we're getting some kind of Paul and Karine vibes from those two because those two are super dysfunctional as well. And we did a video about them and Mary crying just a couple of days ago. That was a little disturbing and very reminiscent of what we're used to seeing with Paul and Karine. And the reason why Paul and Karine's kids were taken away from them, I believe, is because of this level of dysfunction that they have in their lives. Now, we're going to give you guys some updates. We're going to kind of run through a little bit of recent history, and then we're going to get to today's piece, which is that Paul really had some nasty things to say about Karine. However, just a couple of weeks ago, they were spotted together. So what exactly is going on with these two? They're not together, but they were together at least for a period of time, which is kind of odd. So let's take a look at this piece right here. Now, are Paul and Karine together after the latest sightings? And who are they currently dating? Now, Paul Stale from 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days let fans know about his relationship with Brazilian ex Karine Martins amid a meeting they had. Now, Paul and Karine were recently spotted at Disneyland, sparking speculation about their relationship status. Now, their marriage deteriorated, leading them to lose custody of their sons to Child Protective Services, CPS. Now, Paul clarified that they're not together and they're focusing on being friends while they both explore new relationships. Now, this last part here, it actually sounds pretty mature, which is not something you typically hear or see from these two. It sounds like maybe they've grown up a little. I'm not sure, but it's unusual. Usually they're the most dysfunctional and immature of the whole bunch. Now, Paul Stale and Karine Martins from the 90 Day Fiancé franchise were recently spotted hanging out at Disneyland, and that led to speculation about what's going on with the two of them. Paul and Karine debuted on 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Days Season 1 all the way back in 2017. The couple didn't seem like a great match for each other, but they still got married on Season 2. In the following years, Paul and Karine welcomed two sons, Pierre and Ethan, but kept failing to resolve their marital issues. In 2022, a video of Karine assaulting Paul in front of their first son surfaced, and she was reportedly charged with domestic violence. Now, Paul and Karine's marriage kept deteriorating, and they seemed unfit to take care of their kids. Due to the couple's tumultuous relationship, they eventually lost custody of their sons to CPS in 2023. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was a family member of Paul that eventually took the kids in. We'll have to double check that just to make sure. But I do think that some of his extended family, at the very least, were somehow involved in that whole ordeal. So Pierre and Ethan are now living, or maybe not. Maybe they're living in a foster care. Next time we do a video, I'll make sure to update you guys about what happened there. The 90 Day Fiancé franchise couple claims that they have been trying everything in their power to regain custody of their kids. And it seems that Paul and Karine wanted to take their mind off the custody battle as they were recently spotted enjoying time in Disneyland. So a couple of days ago, this Redditor user posted a picture of Karine and Paul at Disneyland. And he said that, look who's back again, the couple that even 90 Day Fiancé have cut ties with. And that is true. 90 Day Fiancé has basically shunned, outcast these two, basically banned them from appearing on the show again. This is the one couple, there's not many, but this is one of the few couples, perhaps the only one, that is just too toxic for TV. And even TLC realized that, which is a bit of a shocker. Now, 90 Day Fiancé viewers were surprised to see Paul and Karine together, as the couple had accused each other of terrible things like assault, I believe rape. I forget now. There were so many things that these two accused each other of, calling the police on each other. Paul booby-trapped his house to try to catch Karine. Paul also accused Karine of sleeping around with tons and tons of other men. All kinds, basically everything that you can throw at the kitchen sink in terms of accusations, these two have hurled at each other. So basically everything, everything possible. Now, since they don't have custody of their kids, they receive massive backlash for being at Disneyland. And some people even assume that the former 90 Day Fiancé franchise pair were back together. But after seeing people make assumptions about his reunion, Paul cleared the air on Instagram. He said, "Me and Karine are not together." He said that he is currently talking to an ingenious woman native of the Amazonas in Brazil. And he wrote ingenious, but probably he meant indigenous. And until a few weeks ago, the American reality star was living in Brazil. So Paul has been living in Brazil for some time now. And this is what he said right here. To clarify, me and Karine are not together. She's currently dating several men to establish which of the men is the best possible fit for her. I'm talking to an ingenious woman native of the Amazonas. We only want a peaceful friendship. We were both tired of her obviously toxic incompatibility. Wow, that is just, I don't know if you guys see it, but that is a huge change in tone. It sounds like Paul is finally maturing at, I think he's about 40 years old now. It sounds like it sounds like a grown-up is talking. It's a little shocking to me. The other thing that's interesting here, and this is, once we move on to the next point, you guys will see this is related, is the fact that he's talking about Karine dating lots of other men. And this is an accusation Paul has constantly thrown at Karine, sleeping around with tons and tons of other men, to the point that it was dangerous and she was bringing around all kinds of shady people and so on and so forth. Now, Paul also revealed details about Karine's life, which we went over right there. Okay, so that is the first part. So we can see that Paul is trying to move on in his life, and I'm not sure exactly how it's going with the ingenious or indigenous woman in Brazil. And Karine is, she is looking at several, according to Paul, other men. Now, this is the next part that I wanted to talk about today. Paul actually went on a tirade against his wife, Karine, and he called her a whore in a bizarre wedding anniversary tribute. So what exactly did he say? Let's take a look. Now, 90 Day Fiancé alum Paul Stale seemingly called his estranged wife, Karine Stale, a whore in a bizarre wedding anniversary tribute. Now, the TLC personality 40 took to his Instagram stories on Friday, November the 3rd to share multiple photos, I guess that was yesterday, from his and the Brazil native's nuptials, which took place on November 3rd, 2017, marking 6 years to the day. However, Paul opted to play Panic at the Disco's 2005 hit, I Write Sins, Not Tragedies in the background, and highlighted certain lyrics. What a beautiful wedding, says a bridesmaid to a waiter. And yes, but what a shame. What a shame the poor groom's bride is a whore. The lyrics displayed on screen alongside a snap of the 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 Days alums at their Brazilian ceremony. Now, November 3rd, 2017, Paul captioned the photo adding a shocked emoji. The reality TV star then added 3 photos of him and the mom of 2 with the same song and lyric selection before switching the background tune to Bishop Bullwinkle's Hell to the Na-Na. In between the wedding photos, Paul added multiple screenshots to Karine's OnlyFans account, Karine, I should say, suggesting fans subscribe to her NSFW content. So, very confusing. So, just before we praise Paul for seemingly becoming mature, and one of his worst tendencies is that Paul loves the attention, and he often does crazy and wild things on social media for attention. And so him being mature is unusual, but then it looks like he's reverting back to the old Paul. So perhaps that was just a momentary lapse of reason of sorts for Paul. I'm talking about when he actually kind of looked like he was turning the corner, so to speak. Paul confirmed that he and his estranged wife were no longer together last month, revealing that Karine, 27, was currently dating several men, and the pair had previously ignited romance rumors after they were spotted at Disneyland. And here is the picture now. And yes, but what a shame. What a shame. The poor groom's bride is a W, and then the words are masked out. Chime in with a haven't you people ever heard of? And here is, I guess this is the throwback picture right here. You can see this is a young looking Karine and younger looking Paul in the background there. I forget who that is next to Paul in the back seat there. But this is the picture that he shared. As we already went over, Paul is talking to an indigenous woman from Amazonas, and they just want a peaceful friendship and in touch. Previously confirmed Paul and Karine were officially back together as of April 2023, even though they called it quits in December of 2021 after a clip circulated online where they got in a physical fight inside their Kentucky home. And Karine also filed a restraining order against her then estranged husband on December the 30th, 2021, claiming that she was a victim of rape and domestic violence, according to the legal paperwork. Now, in June 2022, the then estranged pair lost custody of their kids, and we kind of went over that, and they were in Child Protective Services at the time. After Pierre was located on July 3rd, 2022, he was then reunited with Ethan in the same foster family. The off-on pair were working as a team to gain back custody of their two sons, with the Brazil native dropping her restraining order against Paul in February. Paul later shared an update on the status of his relationship with Karine, amid the custody battle in June, revealing that they had forgiven each other for their past. We understand where we both went wrong. Our children are the utmost priority. Unfortunately, because of our toxic past, getting them back together will be impossible. TLC fans have had a front row seat to the Karine and Paul's rocky romance following their debut all the way back in 2017. So there we have a little bit of a rundown. Now, that's not everything. That is just a very short snippet of what exactly went on between these two, because there's a lot more. And when this couple was on TLC, when they were on the show, there was just so much drama happening in real time, all the time with these two. Toxic is an understatement. Like I said, they're probably, in my opinion, the most toxic couple we've ever seen on the show, because for a lot of couples, sometimes you're not even sure if the toxicity is real or if it's fabricated just for the ratings. But with these two, it was obviously real, because their kids got taken away from them. She had a restraining order. She accused of rape. I remember covering that story a few years ago, and it was just so shocking to me, seeing the police involved and and them going at each other in this way with their kids sitting there. It was just really, it was really messy. Now, if we look at Karine's Instagram account, let's see if we can see anything here. So it looks like she might have turned off comments on some of these posts. Now, she hasn't posted anything recently. This was back in September. Now, this looks like the USA. This looks like perhaps Kansas. I can't tell exactly from the picture there, but this does look like the USA. And she is just posting some picture of herself, new healthy life routine, walking daily at the park. And it looks like she is blocking comments on these things. This was at the Southern Baptist Theological Seminary. And there we see some of those pictures there. Throwback Thursday in the Magic Kingdom, the best day ever. So they're trying. You can look. You can see that she's kind of cleaned up her profile, and she's posting throwback. Now, this is back in the summer, but posting throwback pictures. They're trying, at least Karine is, and I think Paul is too. They're trying to at least make it look like they're getting their lives back on track, like they got it handled, and so that they want to look as if they are competent and capable of taking care of their kids. Now, Paul doesn't feel like they'll be able to, and let's take a look at Paul's Instagram here. Let's see what he posted in the historics here. So he's posting something about Macca's here, a back from extinction. So he's posting something about Karine's Unfiltered. She's a whole new level of spicy hot. See what's really going on with Karine here. So I don't know, guys, because it's hard for me to make sense of this. So on one hand, he's calling her a whore, and on the other hand, he's saying, by the way, guys, she has some really hot stuff that she's posting on Unfiltered. Unfiltered, by the way, is Stephanie Matteau's kind of like OnlyFans competitive or competitor to site. So it's like OnlyFans, but it's owned by Stephanie Matteau. She started out a couple of years ago. And so it's the same concept. And so you can go there and you can subscribe and you can see more and more spicy stuff in quotation marks. And so it's weird that he's on one hand promoting it and then calling her a whore. Like, I don't really get that. Why do you guys think he's doing that? Because I don't really understand the logic there. So maybe he gets a cut. Maybe he's like her pimp. I don't know, right? And he's posting more stuff. Many looks of Karine stale. Find her exclusive content. Like, what is going on? Like, why is he doing this? It's almost like he's pimping her out. This is kind of weird and creepy at the same time. And he's posting more stuff here. So he's loading his Instagram stories with trying to basically pimp out Karine's unfiltered. So very odd in my opinion. And some other stuff that he's been posting. Now, this was last year. And I don't know if this is more. No, this is also last year. So there's not much else going on with these two. That is the update for today. So just more drama with these two. And I do think, you know, I think that they need to stay away from the drama. Like, I think Paul calling Karine any kinds of names is bad. Just don't do it, because that's not going to get the CPS on your side. You have to stop that. Any kind of toxicity, any kind of fighting, you want to remove completely from the internet. You don't want that in the news if you want to get your kids back. Also, I'm not exactly sure that he should be promoting Karine's unfiltered, OnlyFans, whatever. I'm not sure he should be doing that. I'm not sure that's a good look. I'm not sure that I can wrap my head around exactly why he's doing that. Perhaps he's getting a cut. That's really the only thing that I can think of here. They might have some kind of mutual understanding where, you know, you promote me and you send some people my way and then you get a cut. Like, besides that, I don't get it. I'm not sure that's a good look for CPS either, for Karine to be doing that and for Paul to be kind of like openly promoting it. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you guys think these two will ever be able to get their kids back? I'm not sure that they will. It seems like they're trying at least a little bit. They have cleaned up their act just a little bit. I think they might have to do a little more. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button somewhere down below right there for more content right here on the channel. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.